Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a little bit about my last week in games. And as always, we'll dive in with some EVE Online, which started the week off with an interesting event. It was the Whack a Bot event from GM Week, which I participated in together with almost 1900 players, I think was the highest point we saw in local. So almost 2000 players joined in to execute some bots, and it was pretty amazing to see. Of course, you could also get some nice kill mail. So we had Rorquals, Orcas, lots of carriers and super carriers as well. And eventually CCP basically ended the event with 2 Avatar Titans for us to execute. I managed to get 2 kill mails and 2 kill marks. One of them a 3 billion Isk Rorqual. So that's always very nice to see, of course. But I was not really there to hunt for like the best kill boards padding or anything like that. I was just there to try and have some fun, to experience the event. And well, my rig managed to hold on to all of that at 4K pretty well, so I'm pretty impressed with how everything worked. And I was right up until I tried to leave grid, so I eventually warped out, and when I left grid, that's when the client just froze and everything basically crashed for me. But during the event itself we managed to pull through decently well, I would say, and this despite the fact that I had to tweak my overview quite a little bit in like the first 15 minutes in order to comfortably see and be able to go after these bots. So it was an interesting event. We pushed quite a lot of players into a single system, which of course is always stressful for both the servers and the clients. And it's also a little bit of a reminder, I'll be honest, that these huge tie-dye fights, which also happen in nullsec, are not really my preferred part of EVE Online. I'd rather do something where it's a little bit calmer and a bit more comfortable for the client, so that we can actually enjoy what is happening without basically being reduced to a tie-dye slideshow. But overall the event went well. It was like for like 1 hour or so, so that's definitely doable. And yeah, being part of dispensing justice to botters, I think is also pretty damn rewarding. Next to that, I of course did a little bit more exploration in the Kitursa. Amazing ship, of course, pretty costly, and I don't have the right implants for PvE activities, but it basically does the job really well. I'm very impressed with the ship, and it is a blast to fly. Right now, though, I'm also going to start to prepare for Edencom ships, because that's part of the good news that I consider having here, is that next week we get a patch where the Edencom ships are being rebalanced, and the costs for the skill books from loyalty point stores should be reduced by like 90% when it comes to the LP costs. So that should make them quite a bit more affordable. Definitely something to look forward to. So at the moment, I'm just saving all of these extra skill points that we get for login rewards and things like that, hoping that we can just boost ourselves straight into the cruiser with Tech 2 weapons, and try to make it an exploration platform to see if the weapon system, the Vorton projector, works in PvE or not. I've started my testing in the frigate with a Tech 1 version of the weapon system, and I must say in anomalies it's clearly struggling. In stuff like the refuge, there's quite a few structures and things like that become automatic targets for the bounces, and so it's not that great. But I do think that in quite a few of the signatures that you have to scan down, that are of course also quite a bit more rewarding, there are lots of packs of enemies that are grouped up close enough together that I think there's still something to see there. So we'll see how all of that evolves, but that's definitely starting to move up in my priority skill up for these Edencom ships, and try to get the cruiser to work for exploration. I think it's going to be pretty damn interesting. Next to that, just the regular stuff, BPCs, although they lapsed now for real. Basically I took the BPCs from last week to the market this week, and so now we're back on the weekly schedule for the BPCs for like 8 weeks or something like that. And you know, they're selling pretty well. I'm a little bit surprised. The structures are down in price, but they're still moving quite well. Carriers, transport ships are still at a very high price, and dreadnoughts as well. So I would say I'm still making really good ISK for a weekly investment of time from the BPCs. And then PI, we're still saving up there because it's just not there. There are a few signs that demand world is picking back up after the summer, but the prices just aren't worth it at this point. I think we're just gonna be hoarding our stuff and waiting for better prices, which could take months. I'm kind of hoping that winter will become the comeback season for PI, and that I'll be able to convert all of that into liquid ISK. And that was basically my week in EVE Online. I have started the first character in the Heist League for Path of Exile as well. Don't even have any footage for that just yet. I'm just exploring the heist mechanics, the new abilities and things like that. It's kind of interesting, although I do think that my motivation is not super high to go hardcore or anything like that. So I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna slowly explore the Heist League, but don't expect anything too soon there. I'm just really trying to relax my way through this one. Perhaps I'll be able to keep going for a longer time, but late next month, of course, we also have the World of Warcraft expansion to look forward to. So that's something that I'll jump in perhaps in a slightly more hardcore way. We'll see. Overall, I'm definitely having fun just in EVE Online, so that's all good for me. That was my last week in games, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.